I thought of be telling you the story behind the story of Who My Cheese because it means the audio program is complete and is available for all of us to listen to, enjoy, and share with others. This is something I wanted to see happen to ever since I first read Spencer Jones' Terrace Great Cheese story years ago before we wrote a book to One Month Manager together. I remember thinking then how good the story was and how helpful it would be to me from that moment on. Who Moved My Cheese is a story about a chain that takes place in the maze where four amusing characters look for cheese. Cheese being a metaphor for what we want to have in life, whether it is a job, relationship, money, a big house, freedom, health, recognition, spiritual peace, or even activity like jogging or golf. If each of has a own idea what cheese is, and you pursue it because you believe it makes you happy. If you get it, we often become attached to it, and if you lose it or stick it away, it can be traumatic. The maze in the story represents where we spend time looking for what we want. It can be the organization you work in community living, or the relationship you have in your life. I'll tell you the cheese story you're about to listen to in my talks around the world, and often run later from people about what a difference it has made to them. Believe it or not, this little story has been credited with saving careers, marriages, and lives. One of the many real-life examples comes from Charlie John, a well-respected broadcaster for NBC TV, who revealed hearing the story of whom my cheese saves his career. His job as a broadcaster is unique, but the principle he learned can be useful by anyone. Here's what happened. Charlie's worked hard and did a great job of broadcaster and tracking field events and all events on earlier Olympic Games. So he surprised and upset when his boss told him that he would move their Casey events to next Olympic. He was signed to swimming and diving. Not knowing this sport as well, he was frustrated. He felt unappreciated and became angry. He said he felt angry. He said he felt it was fair. His anger began to affect everything he did. Then he heard the story of who moved my cheese. After that, he said left himself for a cheesy attitude. He realized the boss just moved cheese, so he's adapting. He learned to learn sport, and his process found to do something new made him feel young. It wasn't long before he both recognized his attitude and energy, and soon get better excitement. He went on to enjoy more success than ever. He was later inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Broadcast Alley. That's just one of many real-life stories I've heard, of impact story had on people, to their work life to their love life. I'm such a strong believer in the power of whom I cheat that I gave her a copy of early pre-publication edition to everyone, or more than 200 people working with our company. Why? Because like every company that wants not only to survive in the future, but stay competitive, the compliance companies are constantly changing. They keep moving our cheese. While in the past we made a loyal employee, today we need flexible people who are not possessing about the way things are done around here. And yet you should know, believing in constant white water, we change the current all the time at work or in life can be stressful unless people the way looking a change that helps them understanding into the cheese story. When I told people about story and then gave them a copy, you could almost feel the least negative energy began to curl. Person after person from every department went out of the way to thank me. They told me how helpful Who Moved My Cheese had been to them already in seeing the change going on in the company in a different light. Believe me, this brief parable takes a little time to listen to, but its impact can be profound. As you listen, you will hear three sections in this program. In the third gathering, some of my classmates talked to the class union about trying to deal with the change happening in their lives. The second section is the story of who might tree, the core of this program. In the third section of discussion, people discuss what the story meant to them and how they are going to use it in their work and in their lives. Some listeners to this program prefer to stop at the end of the story without listening further and interpret the meaning for themselves. Others enjoy listening to this discussion follow because it stimulated them thinking about how they might apply with their learn-to-learn situation. In any case, I hope each time you listen Who Moved My Cheese, you'll find something new and useful in it as I do, and it will help you deal with change and bring you success, whatever you decide success is for you. I hope you enjoy the research discover, and I wish you well. Remember, move with the cheese. A gathering, Chicago. One sunny Sunday in Chicago, several former classmates who were good friends in school gathered for lunch having attended a high school reunion the night before. They wanted to hear more about what was happening in each other's lives. After a good deal of kidding and a good meal, they settled into the interesting conversation. Angela, who was the most popular people in the class, said, "Life sure turned out different than I thought when we were in school. A lot is changed." "It certainly had," Nathan echoed. They knew here going into the family business, which operated pretty much the same and had been part of a local community for as long as they could remember, so they were surprised when he seemed concerned. He asked, "But have you noticed how we don't want to change when things change?" Carol said, "I guess we resist changing because we're afraid of change." "Carlos, you're captain of your football team," Jessica said. "I never thought I'd hear you say anything about being afraid." They all laughed, saying they realized they could also think had off. They all laughed. They realized that although they had gone off in different directions, from working at home to managing companies, they were experiencing similar feelings. Everyone was trying to cope in expected changes that were happening to them recent year, and most of them did not know a good way to handle them. Then Michael said, "I used to be afraid of change. When a big change came along business, we didn't know what to do, so we didn't dress or almost lost it." That is, he can't continue, until I heard the final story changed everything. "How so?" Nathan asked. "Well, the story changed the way I looked at change, from losing something to gaining something, and it showed me how to do it. After that, things quickly improved at work and in my life." At first, I wasn't knowing if obviously listening story because it sounded like something Mark Hampton told to school. Then I realized I was really annoying for myself, but nothing obvious in doing what works and then things change. When I realized for character and story represent very parts to myself, I decided who I wanted to act like, and I changed. Later, I passed the story on some people in the company, and they passed through others, and soon a business did much better, because most of it adapted change better. And like me, many people said it helped them in their personal life. However, there were few people who said got nothing out of it. They either knew the lesson in their own living room, or more commonly, they thought they already knew everything and didn't want to learn. They couldn't see why so many are benefiting want to learn. They couldn't see why so from it. They benefiting from it. When William Sr. is who's having difficulty adapting, such a story will waste time. Other people kill himself. They knew each character he was in the story, meaning the one who learned nothing new and did not change. What's the story? Angela asked. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? The girl laughed. I think you like it on the letter, Carol said. Would you tell a story? Maybe we can make something from it. Sure, Michael replied. I'd be happy to. It doesn't take long. And so he began.